Hey,
Hey.
John's back.
Hello.
back. John is back.
I just realised my phone's facing the wrong way around.
Have I? Oh, it's,
Welcome back, John.
now I'll talk backwards. Hello.
Welcome
hello.
back to the show, John.
Oh, thrilled to be here.
Yes,
Yeah,
in your Arctic
thrilled to
coat.
be here.
It almost looks like it's in the Antarctic, doesn't it? Not Australia.
Oh,
Yeah.
ugh. So yeah, sit rep. It's what was it? 11 p.m. here, and it's what was it? Go to the weather. Just bear with. Weather app is 10.2 degrees where I am, but then it says feels like 0.5 because we've got a 37 kilometer an hour wind and it's a bit cool. So
Tropical,
I'm in a
that is.
jacket and a jumper.
Tropical, that is. You tell that to the kids of today.
They won't believe you.
We've got some comments already.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
Mm.
Well, get off.
Ready, go. Kerry says, I'm here. Yes, and
She's
a
here.
little bird tells me it's your birthday on Sunday, Kerry. She'll be the same age as me.
Little bird.
Yeah, well, all right, a big bald eagle then. Yeah, that's a reference to a conversation we were having just before we came on live.
Yes, which
because we were arranged like this. And I realised it was in order of hair recession, going from left to right. This says, Hola, Kerry.
Hola, ¿cómo estáis?
Kerry says, Hola.
Hola.
Jim says, I'm here too.
Hi,
Jim.
it's Jim.
Tiff says, hello, Jim. In a very posh masculine voice, apparently.
Yeah.
Kerry says, hey, Jim.
Jim
says,
hiya.
Ladies. Kerry says, John, is it finished yet? He's going to tell you in a second.
Yeah.
Jim says, hello and good morning to our gracious host. Good morning, Jim. Well, good afternoon where we are. Oh, Penang Da where I am.
Prananda.
Penang Da. Means good afternoon and well.
Conway Castle.
Aye. The better looking Marley's in. Hi from Perth.
G'day, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
And Duke's in. He says, good day, you bonds of blokes and Sheilas.
G'day,
Duke.
Duke.
So, today is our Monday session.
Yes.
So, in a bit, we shall be putting up the link so people can join in if they want to. It's entirely up to them. No one's forcing you. You can come up on the panel and chat with us. If you do, just make sure you give everyone a chance to talk. Yeah, and you can either talk to us, or you can talk and make a model, and you can talk to the chat if you want. Yeah,
Do your thing.
John, what are you working on?
Hello. Well, I've just finished a model. Hooray. Just about, well,
Hurrah!
as we went live. That's it.
So
The
it is finished then.
FX 148 scale chipmunk. Yeah.
Oh, it's a chippy.
I'll swap cameras actually. That one and that one. So what's weird is this camera isn't showing the day glow, but yeah, the orange bits are really orange on this one. So this is the FX. Oh, this kit. 48 scale de Havilland chipmunk.
Do you know, I was
T10.
going to get that the other day.
Oh well.
And I thought John's made it, so there's no point.
Yeah, but you know, there's no reason why you can't get a second one. Anyway.
Start your own training squadron.
Yeah, why not? So, yeah. So instead of going for the schemes in the box, and which is pretty cool because there's 4 choices and they're all quite colourful.
The camouflage
I
one.
went for a different one. So this is I have to look up the instructions. Where are we? this is Chipmunk WD353S of Birmingham University Escort and Royal Air Force Volunteer Reserve based at RAF Shawbury in 1968. So it's quite colourful, really, and big numbers on it and all that colourful spinner. So yeah, there we are. This other thing has come together rather well.
Looks good.
Lovely.
And very high pitched too.
Rather well. Yeah, hooray! So it's a good kit. Thank you, FX. Lovely. I'll move on to something else. So I'll be working on the base, the diorama for the whippet.
Yes. Oh, you've done it black. Nice.
Well, yeah. So that's where we go from here. Right, and back to the studio.
Yes. Before we go on to Gary, we got Duke. He says, "Got a Bonds of Blokes and Sheilas." Jim says, "Good morning, Paul and Duke." Stuart says, "Hi everyone." Hi Stuart. And Jim says, "Stuart, good morning." So, old and wise one, what have you been up to?
Bases. It's all about the base.
Bases loaded.
I've printed off some 3D bases, some bases from the miniatures that I've been printing. Here's a miniature that I printed earlier, and I'm busy working on the bases, getting the bases ready for those to go on. So today I should be all about bases.
Cool.
All about the
But
base.
I have also started a 1/72 Airfix BAE Hawk T Mark 1A.
Cool.
So that is also going on in the background.
Excellent.
And I was going to be working on a 1-to-1 scale reclining chair, but Marion couldn't buy it. She had to order it.
Jim says,
"Does yours not creak enough?"
Jim
Oh
says,
no, this is for her, not for me.
Jim says, "I'm sure the word is out regarding the new Airfix release." Yes.
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 Grey Nurse, Jim, are you aware why it's called Grey Nurse?
Huh?
Grey Nurse is a type of shark. Common in Australia, a predator. One of the many things that will kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get the invites up into the chat.
What are you working on, Mikey?
What am I working on? I'm going to be working on.
He's
Beat
working
me to it. On nothing. Blackness. Working on my
darkness, my old friend.
I thought you was down on the farm, boy.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh, that's since we lost John now.
John's quivering in his chair. Yeah, I'm going to be working on the grass and stuff on this.
The glass.
Making it look a bit more natural.
Cool. That's coming along really well, though. That is, I'm liking that.
Oh yeah, put a door on it as well. Look.
A door on the toilet.
Yes, a door on the shitter.
On the shitter.
Yep. And grass.
Door on the thunderbolt.
Yes, and I put a nice roof on it as well and painted it. It's actually lollipop sticks. That
cool.
Modmin, do you want to come up on the live? Should we let Modmin on?
Modders.
Has she been a good girl this week?
She's always good.
You let yourself on, you cheeky sod.
That's what you get for giving me privileges.
She's just exerting her authority.
She did. How dare you abuse your authority like that?
I thought we was having an issue getting 4 people on screen at once.
No, we just got an issue getting 3 people with Modmin and being able to talk to us in the background.
Right, okay.
Oh, I wonder if I could figure that out. Modmin, you may disappear. Sorry?
You can ask Steph, see how he did
it. Could do. It could be. Um, 4. Yeah, I don't know.
So did you have a good time away, John?
I did. It was wonderful. In fact,
Ooh.
for sorry, those who don't stalk me, I went to Melbourne, which is 1,000 kilometres sort of south of me. Stayed at my twin brother's house, Paul's house, for a week and a bit, and had a couple of beers and went and saw a show. Sarah Brightman playing Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard, and caught up with my parents and my best friend and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, had a wonderful time.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we have some pretty cool comments coming. Oh shit! Jim says, "I built the Edward Mark 8 Grey Nurse kit a few years back."
Oh, that one.
Mm.
Ah.
And he says, "An Aussie Mark 8 is my favorite version of Spitfire."
Yeah.
And Stuart says he's received his prize from Mystery Box Nick today. It's an SRN1 and Supermarine Seafang Mark 32 by Trumpeter. Cool.
Oh,
I have no idea what that is.
I was going to say, I'll have to refresh my memory of what that is.
no, Seafang is SRN1. I'll have to look up.
Very nice. I see there's another mystery box competition this week. I was watching Gary's channel this morning, and
So, Grey Nurse, Bobby Gibbs, he was the founding squadron of Squadron I used to be on strength at 3 Squadron. RAF, RWF. And they started out with Lysanders in Libya, Africa campaign, and then quickly moved on to Mustangs, Kitty Hawks, then Mustangs and Spitfires, and eventually he was sent south to Papua New Guinea, which is where Grey Nurse comes in. It was 80 Wing, which is our local one. So there's I wouldn't say there's a replica of that aircraft flying around in Australia.
cool. Very, very cool.
Apparently, the SRN1 is the Airfix hovercraft.
Ah, of course.
Of course it is.
Saunders Row.
Yeah.
Very cool. Jim says, "John, have you seen the 1950 film version of Sunset Boulevard? Seen it? He was in it."
Yes, I have, Jim,
With the old
and
man.
here's proof. I'm ready for my close-up.
There he is. Scary.
I'm ready for my close up, Mr. DeMille. So, talking of Spitfires, we'll be back on that this week, won't we?
Sure will.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I'll be missing that episode.
Yes, I hear you're going to be otherwise engaged.
Yeah, I've got physio.
Nice.
Is it though?
Not really.
No.
Okay, Modmin, you can make up the hours later.
Oh, gosh.
You can make up the hours next week.
I'd have let you off.
Yeah, well, I'm not a kind boss.
I think we should pay her more.
I don't get paid at all.
What?
You get paid in hobnobs. That's enough.
So where's
How dare
my
you
first
demand more
paycheck?
than one pack of hobnobs? Oh, we got to Mr. Jim.
Morning, Jim.
Hello, Mr. Jim.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Jim.
Hey, hello, Jim.
Hello, John. Hello, John. That's a poor second place to Mikey.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone had a nice weekend.
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Can I just say, I'm loving this comment off Duke that he's just put up.
Oh, hey, I like both Marleys, John and Paul. Do you have a third brother named George?
Yeah. No.
George. No offense, John, but George is actually my favorite Beatle. He wrote my favorite Beatles song, Taxman.
Taxman.
Yes, that's my personal favorite Beatles song of all time. Yes.
Oh, you know what? I don't know what
I don't really
is.
like
I think
Beatles.
You're missing out, Mikey. You're missing out.
Nah.
Another 50 years from now, people will still be listening to the original Beatle recordings.
Hmm.
Well, they won't, because they'll all be dead by then. No one will
yes,
know how
they
to
will.
play them.
Yeah, how long has Beethoven been dead?
Well, yeah.
Not long enough, some people would say. I certainly don't. I think he's wonderful.
Mozart?
The Metallica of the composers.
Yes. A friend of mine read a biography of Beethoven. Interesting story. I don't remember all the details, but he would write music for money. I mean, he had no problem selling his product for to make a living.
Good for him.
I seem to have hit a dead note on that one. Everyone, no response there.
I think all the composers are in it for the money.
I suppose so. I mean, you're certainly not going to learn much about history if you watch Amadeus, the old Disney film with what's his name? Oh my gosh, the guy who played Salieri, the guy who supposedly drove him nuts. You're not going to learn much history from that.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, it's about 40 years ago now. Boy, am I really showing my age.
I can't remember. No, he's in many things, but
the guy who played him is actually an American actor. His name's Tom. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the rest of his name. The guy who played Salieri is F. Abraham Murray or F. Murray Abraham.
F. Murray Abraham.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Hulce played Quasimodo in the Disney animated.
Really?
Voiced him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see Duke's comment here. Duke says, "Jim, you just wanted the 19 while George got only one." Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. A friend of mine told me what that represents. That's the tax rate they were hit at, 95%. One for you, 19 for me. Meaning that's the opening line of the song.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a rate of tax.
Well, now you know why a lot of those rock stars had residences in France and the United States and everywhere else, and didn't have a home residency in jolly old England.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of England, what happened yesterday in the football?
Got beat 2-1.
The usual.
The Spaniards won?
Happened.
Oh, Geelong won.
Oh, they made up for the Armada. Okay.
Yeah. We got to the last hurdle as usual and fell flat on our faces.
Okay. Now, that was the European Cup?
Yeah, the UEFA Championship. So I suppose it's what used to be the European Cup.
Oh, okay.
I don't follow football, so...
yeah. I was just curious because I would think that England would be able to field one of the premier teams in amongst European nations.
Well,
you would...
Text
all I know is I could hear my next door neighbours getting all excited and
yes, there's a friend of mine who was
and then going very, very quiet.
Okay. Well, there's a friend of mine whose parents were born actually Irish, but lived in the north of England for a great many years before moving to America. So he's first generation American. And he watches Premier Cup and all that stuff, and Man United he follows. But he was following that tournament. And soccer, we call it soccer here. No offense, anyone. We call it
soccer here.
Oh, really? Do you? Because I was curious about that. It seems that like Latin America calls it football. The British, or the British Isles, I should say, refer to it as football. I'm guessing the Europeans call it football. But it seemed like Americans were the only one who called it soccer. I don't know about the Canadians, but they call it soccer in Australia, huh?
Sure do. Well, we need to differentiate it from Australian rules football and
Yes.
rugby union, rugby league.
Right.
So we just call it like, league, union, and footy is Aussie rules.
Okay. I prefer rugby myself. I've watched some games, and there is actually an American rugby league that's trying to start up here. And what I like about it is the flow. The game keeps going; it doesn't stop. Anybody's seen American football, it gets very boring. I hardly watch it anymore. It's so stop and start.
Well, that's the thing. I do remember spending, I spent over a calendar year in the Middle East, fighting a particular war for a particular country that I'm not part of. But obviously at an American base, they were playing, what we call gridiron all the time. Whether it be, the Orange Bowl or whatever.
Yes, but, both college and pro is very, very popular in America. It is the number one sport.
But I do remember sitting next to an American guy, and he was having a chat, and he said, hey, what do you think of this? The greatest game in the world? And I'm just, no, it's not really.
Well, there's an American for you.
How could you not like it? I said, well, okay, let's watch what happens. I said, what you've got is 5 seconds of play, then you'll have 3 minutes of people talking about what they're going to do next. And then you'll have another, say, 7 seconds of play, and then another 3 minutes 40 off talking about something else. And then you're going to zoom in on the coach, and everyone's going to go batshit cray-cray. And then you're going to go back and sort of like, get in a scrum, and then somebody will say, oh, no, let's change the camera angle. And, I said, you'll have 7 minutes of game and an hour and a half of just people chewing gum and spitting.
You're not far off, John, and I mean that. I think someone timed it out one time. It's like roughly about 10 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes of actual action, and the rest of it is stop between plays, commercial timeout, injury timeout, something like that. But yeah, it's become way too commercialized and overhyped. I don't watch it. I'm not a fan of social media. That is now a big part of it. Fantasy football, so you got a lot of numbers guys in there. New wave of statistics being thrown at you left and right. It's almost like watching a stock market report because you're getting all the bottom line numbers flowing by on the bottom of the screen.
Right.
I've really turned away from modern day NFL. I watch a lot of old sports that I grew up watching: hockey, baseball, football on YouTube, because a lot of guys post old games from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, and that's when I grew up watching. That's where all my sports heroes are from.
Yeah, look, it's not a bad game, but as I said, we saw 4 months at a time. Just
the thing is, John, is that it's not a bad game, but the problem is that the NFL, kind of like America itself, kind of just puts its arms out with the elbows pointing out, saying, "Okay, we're here," so everybody jump on board and like us. Now, I've heard that American football is fairly popular in the UK. In fact, they were flirting with an idea of starting an NFL franchise in London.
They do come over and play at Wembley, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yeah, yes, in fact, my team will be there in October. I think it's the Chicago Bears are playing somebody. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be playing there. And, there's at least 4 games every season now. In Europe, I mean, a couple of them are in Germany, and I think 2 of them are in London. So I've heard that there's a following for it, and that the NFL has jumped on that, and they're trying to exploit it. But I don't know if there's enough to support a franchise that's literally 3,000 miles away from anyone else.
My nephew used to play it in Canberra. They've got a league there.
Stuart says lots of positions in football leagues are occupied by people who can't play for England.
Yeah, that's what go ahead, finish the comments. I have a question about that.
Paul Marley says Tom Hulch.
Yeah, Tom Hulse.
halter. I don't know. It's all sports to me.
The question regarding football, as far as that, well, for instance, playing for England, is it only people who were born and raised in the country that play in the team?
Yeah.
Okay.
So to play for the English team, you have to have been born in England, or your parents have to be from England.
Okay, I see.
To play for Wales, it's the same thing. They have to be born in Wales.
Right. Okay.
Good.
Just curious about that because it seems like there's a lot of foreign players that play on every team, and then when it comes to the World Cup, they all go to their countries to represent it.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot of, say, Fijians, Tongans and stuff that play league here. So Paul, the better-looking Marley, he doesn't follow AFL. He lives in Melbourne, which is like the capital of it, but I guess it's all they talk about. So he's more of a rugby league follower, and his team is the Melbourne Storm. And he's taken me to a couple of games, and it's fantastic. But you know,
like I said,
I'm like Gary. I don't tend to watch it.
Yeah. It's the speed and flow of play that attracts me. Kind of like, my favorite sport is ice hockey. I grew up watching hockey as the first organized team sport as a 5-year-old with my father watching the local team, the Chicago Blackhawks. And when I was, like I said, 5-6 years old. And a lot of kids at that time had ice skates, and the local park would freeze out the football field. So you'd have this big skating rink and outdoor skating rink, and you'd have guys playing hockey, and, some guys are obviously better than others, and some guys are lucky enough to afford goalie equipment so they could take the shots on goal. But that was my game, and that's because of the speed and pace of it attracts me even to this day. Sure. As I said, the stop-start action, baseball I can watch, but not nearly as much as I used to.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of baseball games. First one I saw was Atlanta Braves versus who are the Indians?
Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah, them.
Well,
yeah.
They've changed their name now due to political correctness. They are now known as the Guardians.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, well, you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like a softball team sponsored by an insurance company.
Oh, it sounds like a tampon.
I'm sure they'd love that one.
All I can tell you is that to
another
me,
Marley classic comment.
And that's us banned from YouTube.
Your daughter has something to say here, Mikey. Not your daughter, I should say Gary's daughter. League is better than union. League is better than you. Now, what's the difference between league and union?
League's faster paced, but yeah.
I should say, Jake, before his injury, Jake used to play rugby.
I'm sorry to hear that. What happened?
Telford Hornets, until he broke his neck playing rugby at school.
What?
And his dad used to play for Telford Hornets, so they're a big rugby
Whoa.
team.
Wow, I broke a leg playing football, but I never broke anything in my neck. Wow,
he was.
It's not uncommon in rugby.
He was tackled illegally.
Right.
That's why they banned high tackles, because you used to be able to tackle people by grabbing around the neck and all sorts.
Oh, geez. Wow, that's nasty. Yeah, that's a good thing they outlawed that. Holy mackerel. You can't do that you never could do that in the NFL. But my goodness, that just seems like it's...
So the NFL, they wear nappies and everything, don't they?
Okay.
They wear that much padding.
The main difference between rugby league and union, Jim, is in rugby union, the ball is always live. And always in play with league. If they make a tackle, basically to stop the ball going forward, play pauses while the attacking team passes the ball backwards, and then before it can go forwards again.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah.
I've never liked that rule. It seems. I've played both, and I prefer union.
They're both. They're both good.
Rugby at
Okay,
school.
well, I just learned something new. I didn't know there were two different types of rugby play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Union tends to be for international
World, yeah.
events and Welsh rugby, whereas league tends to be English rugby.
Ah, okay, that must be what I'm watching because some of the teams I've seen have got English names and like Wolverhampton and stuff like that. That's UK. That's written proper,
league.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Wolverhampton Wanderers and things.
Okay. Yeah. There's a couple.
Wanderers is a football team. Wolverhampton Wanderers is a football. What am I about?
There you go.
St. Helens is a league team.
Never sounds down.
Oh well, Carrie's thrown down the gauntlet. She says league is summer, union is winter.
Yeah.
Only if you're weak.
The trash talking starts amongst the British.
That's it now. Oh dear, as
Amongst
late
the
Matthew
excuse
Perry
me,
said
amongst
in
the UK.
Friends, and open
Sorry about
worms everywhere. Oh,
I wonder if Duke has a team that he goes for, and which code? Answer in the comments.
I need to
Okay. So flush that up.
darken that up. So I think I'm going to put a wash on there later.
Kay says she's a spectator, so it's summer all day, all the way. Well, it doesn't really make a difference to Wales because Wales summer is winter.
Yeah, this from what you told me, Mike, the weather there seems to be constant one way.
England is very wet at the moment.
We have a week of summer and that's it.
Yeah. Well,
don't
Duke
think we've
says
got to
I
wait.
follow Arsenal. I follow the Arsenal in the Premier League.
Ah,
Oh,
the Gunners.
Yeah.
The Gunners.
So I've blended a bit of mud into the grass,
That looks all right.
so it looks like it's extended the track because obviously the grass never just stops right at the gate.
No, that's right.
let's zoom in on Mikey and have
And
a
it doesn't look
Yeah,
like your toilet's overflown either.
Full
So
screen there, Mike.
Exactly.
that's looking good. Oh, that was it. That's all you're getting.
There you go.
Yeah, that's looking good.
That looks how I left Paul's driveway.
After doing donuts all over it.
With a wheel span it out the drive.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I can. I'll be right back.
So,
And then-
Duke,
I've
does
got
that mean you're an
coffee
expat Pom? Or have you always been, are you Aussie born? Answer in the comments.
That's in the gimmick. If anyone else wants to come up on the panel, we've got another space. You're more than welcome.
Yeah, I can step aside too. If we get, just let people come on in. We're more than welcome to.
Oh,
I just want to show this. I'm just posting. This is the full gory. I've been
Can we go full
working on this
screen?
yeah?
over the weekend.
On Jim, you certainly can.
Behave.
Put some
Oh, I
decals
like
on
that.
there, and gonna finish it off this week so I can start on the next project on that bench.
That's
And
looking great.
yeah, this is really nice. I'm very, very happy with this model. It's a Hasegawa kit. It's an older one. In fact, some of the decals I try to use are just done, and so I'm going to have to find another source for them. But in the meantime, I'm going to just finish it, put it in the cabinet, and then move on to my next project and search for the decals if I can find them. There aren't many decal makers that produce decals of Regia Aeronautica aircraft. I guess it just doesn't have all that much of a popularity amongst modelers, but I love it. I want to build more Italian aircraft. The camouflage schemes are endless, and they're very, very challenging too.
Yes, I was just going to say that there would be my biggest fear would be that camouflage.
Well, I tell you what, Gary, it does take some practice and some going back and forth between the colors to get it right. But in the end, it's worth it. And I'm gonna try some different schemes on different models in the near future. But I'm very happy with this one. Very impressed with it.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I'm like the way I'm obviously not completed with it yet. And of course, you're seeing it freshly painted. I'm gonna give this thing the works when it comes to weathering, because this served in North Africa.
Yeah. Oh, so
Excellent.
So that's my big story for the what's going on lately. I'm working on the Tiger, but that's going very slowly. I need to get off my rear end about that and get it moving.
Duke says, I like North Melbourne in the AFL, Cronulla Sharks in the NRL, Yankees in baseball, and Giants in NFL.
Oh, man of the world.
Oh, I didn't know Duke was a New York fan, huh? Yankees and Giants, huh? Oh, okay.
Paul says, I like Tamarian Plastic Scale Modelling League. And Duke says, I was born in Oldham, Lancashire. We came to Australia in 1968. My dad is a Man U fan. I saw Arsenal beat West Ham on TV when I was about 10 and thought that I would go for them.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Was that supposed to be Aussie?
No, that accent he did was Lancashire.
Okay.
All in all, that because my granddad was Lancashire. I'm saying
He
Italian.
did it very well.
Mm.
So the Italian roundels on the Fog Glory, do you understand why they're like that, Jim?
I'm sorry?
The roundels for the Italian.
There is a story behind that. That was from the fascists, but Mussolini got that from an old Roman tool.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, I can't remember what it is. There it is. Now, what is that called again, John?
Fascines.
Fascines. There you go. Wait a minute. Isn't that the name of one of those funny tanks from the Second World War? A fascine carrier?
The fascines where they had the bundles of
right. Yeah.
So a fascine is a bunch of sticks.
Right.
So the Fascini, the Roman, I think tribunes used to hold a bunch of sticks, and if they needed to really make a point, that they would have a blade, sort of like an axe, hidden in them and stuff like that. And they just sort of whack people around. So that's where the name fascist comes from.
Okay, I see.
Kind of.
All this and education as well.
Yes, I like it. I like it.
All right,
thanks,
go on.
John.
No, educate me more, please.
Well, leading up to the Second World War, when Mussolini came to power,
yes,
the fascist party was actually a unionist party, and the reason they chose that symbol is because it was a symbol of unity. So you had all the unions. So you had the workers being supported by the unions, which is the axe supported by the sticks.
Okay.
And that's why they chose it, and that's where they got the name fascists.
Yeah. Well, there was a big political controversy in Italy post World War I because of the small portion they received in the Treaty of Versailles regarding the number, their sacrifice that they gave in the war, and that created a big stir amongst the populace in Italy. And apparently through the power struggle, Mussolini had his famous march on Rome, and I guess the king acknowledged him as the leader of Italy, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, they're actually a trade unionist party.
So here's a fun fact. Stubby holder, which you wouldn't call them stubby holders over there, Jim. You'd call them koozies. Is that right?
Not really sure, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a cup holder, basically.
Yeah, right.
Or a bottle.
This is
yeah.
This is a 2 OCU one, so number 2 operational conversion unit, RWF. So their symbol is a tiger, like
nice.
a tiger. And of course, it's got the hornet around the bottom there, and that's a tiger on the tail.
Nice.
But what's interesting is this tiger that they adopted. Somebody just got on the internet, found that, liked it. That's actually the Towson Tigers, a university football team in America. Apparently our guys just flogged it because, Air Force do that. But
that's great. I like it. What does it say on there?
Oh, 2OCU, Classic Hornet, end of an era, 1985 to 2019.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, fun fact, I was the last guy to work on a Hornet at 2OCU. Hooray.
Really? Okay.
Bastards. They're all out sort of having a barbecue on the beers and stuff like that, and I was just doing all the stuff that they just completely forgot about, all the
Stop
security
being bitter, John.
No, bastards.
So what is Australia using now?
F-35s.
Oh, pretty expensive items.
Well, yeah, but adjusted
It's all right,
for
they've only got
inflation, the F-35s cost what our Hornets did in 1985.
Yeah.
100 million US.
Don't worry about it, Jim. They've only got 2.
I'm sorry?
Both of them fly backwards.
Yeah.
Duke says, I have a few cousins in Cheshire. I can hardly understand them. To be fair, right, when I was growing up...
You do that
when
very
I was-
well.
Thank you. When I was a teenager, I said I have girlfriends and go around with grandparents and stuff, and they'd always complain they couldn't understand my granddad because he's Lancashire accents. I'm just like, what are you on about? He's just talking normally.
Well, I'll tell you, if those of you who live in the UK, when you hear someone speak, can you automatically or very quickly recognize what accent they or where they come from within the country?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Us Aussies can pick maybe half of them. Maybe.
You mean within your country, John? You're talking about?
No. I'm talking about UK accents.
Oh, okay, all right. Because I don't know many. I mean, to me, when I was a boy, listening to Michael Caine
Hmm.
and watching films like Great Expectations, right, governor, that to me was what I thought how all British people spoke.
Yeah,
And then
that's
to my
the
great surprise, I heard the Beatles talk. And I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, they sound like Americans when they're singing, but they're and my mom said, yeah, they're from Britain. Yes. Yeah, they're English. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Wow, I didn't know. And
Stuart says, that one's try gonna... Tim, stop it.
Sorry.
Barnsley.
Stuart says, that one's try gone to Barnsley, not far from me, but broad Yorkshire accents.
Yeah. I've stayed in
We
Barnsley.
need AD on here to translate. AD's Yorkshire.
Well, I know Barnsley from a Monty Python sketch. I can't remember what it was, but that's how I heard of the town or city of Barnsley.
Yeah. It's sort of up middle. Up towards. Yeah, it's sort of middle, heading up towards Scotland. Yeah.
See, all my mum's side of the family are all in St Helens in Lancashire. All my dad and my dad's side of the family, my uncle and my cousins are in Altrincham by Manchester. And my other uncle and cousins are not far from me.
What? As in they have beards?
Well, yeah, funnily enough, my cousin that lives by us does have a beard, yeah.
Huh.
But there's only me, my
Does
little
she?
sister, and him. Out my entire family, there's only me, my little sister, one of my cousins, and my 2 little nephews that are Welsh. All the rest are all English. And I've got about 20 cousins on my mum's side, and they're all English.
But
it used to be great when we go over there in the holidays because they couldn't understand what my sister was saying.
Oh yeah.
So we used to deliberately wind them up by speaking Welsh in front of them. We taught Welsh to each other, and they won't be able to understand. So they're like, "Nah, they're swearing at us again." Like, no, no.
So
Nobody
okay,
can prove
here's
us
the
wrong.
thing. I saw a thing on YouTube yesterday, just one of those suggested things for you. It was like the reason why Australians talk the way they do. And there's a guy I think it's filmed outside Canterbury Cathedral. And what he said is like, the Australians having a very flat accent. It's because First Fleet and convicts and everything else, everybody came from everywhere. So, obviously everywhere around England and Scotland, Wales, Ireland, yada yada yada. So you've got people that have never met because the distances involved and all that sort of stuff thrown in one sort of big melting pot. And within a generation or two, you've got everyone's sort of accents being leveled out. That's a good theory. But
Our Stuart
wouldn't
says
social
Scouse
media
and
have
Geordie
done the
about
same
the
thing?
What's that, mate?
Wouldn't social media have done the same thing in the last 30 years? Everybody listening to everybody from around the world?
Well, if you listen to a lot of young British kids, like preteen, they have started picking up a lot of Americanisms,
Oh,
which is
okay.
What do
really
you mean they're getting
big and
lazy in the
annoying.
way they spell and talk?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Stuart says Scouse and Geordie are the hardest ones to understand for me.
Right.
And Rory says, hello.
Hello, Rory.
Hello, Rory.
Hi, Rory.
Rory?
Hi.
Hey,
Just
Rory the gloriously bearded. Duke says, we don't really have accents here in Oz, but we have different ways of saying things in different states.
That's true.
Stuart says, hi, Rory.
It's I think Duke would agree with me probably. If you don't, please come on and comment. But I have trouble picking where anybody's from in Australia by their accent because we all pretty much, to me, sound the same.
Mm.
But it's the things we call other things that are different. Like here they're called potato scallops. In Victoria they're called potato cakes in a fish and chip shop and all that stuff like that. It goes on. But it's just terminology more than accent. People say you can hear Queenslanders because they talk slower. I don't think they do. I think it's more what they say than how they say it. You can. My friend picked that I was originally from Melbourne because apparently people from Melbourne don't say Melbourne, they say Melbourne. But I hadn't picked that up until I moved away.
Wow.
Interesting.
I got a brief, quick story. Here in America, we got plenty of accents all over. There's a Northeast accent from Boston. Got a $50 for my car.
Yeah.
You got the New York accent. You got the Jersey accent.
Clam
got-
chowder.
Right, chowder.
Chowder.
Yeah. You got stuff for all over. I mean, even within where I live here in Chicago. I don't know. You guys remember a sketch that used to be on forever on Saturday Night Live called the Super Fans?
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. A friend of mine who sadly passed on, nice guy, he was an architectural historian. And he would give tours of certain homes that were very famous in the Chicagoland area, one of them being a Frank Lloyd Wright designed house in Oak Park, Illinois, which is a very near suburb to Chicago.
Right.
So anyway, he's about to begin his tour, and he's got a group of people around him, like a tour guide would. And he starts speaking, and these two little old ladies who are from the UK, one of them turns to the other one and says, "Oh, he's got that Midwestern accent." And so I don't realize it myself because I hear it all around me. But apparently there's an accent I speak with that most people from the States can tell I'm from the Midwest.
Yeah.
And even within the Chicagoland area, from where I grew up on the northwest side of Chicago to the south side and southeast side, there's different ways of speaking and saying things like duh bears, dis, dat, and sadly it's become a stereotype where they think everyone from Chicago speaks like someone who lives in the suburb of South Holland. And, that's just how it is. But yeah, there's accents from all over, West Coast accents, Valley Girl accents from California, all kinds of stuff. Texans.
It's interesting. I mean, I think language and accents are absolutely very interesting to me. I'm always intrigued by.
Yeah, I agree. John. It's sadly when you bring it up, sometimes some people can be quite sensitive to it, and they can view it as criticism when you're really just observing it.
No, you're exactly right. I don't judge.
It's like with Scousers. I call them radio jammers, but it doesn't mean I hate them.
That one went right over my head, Mike. That was like a
Scouse accents sound like radio jammers. Hey la, hey calm down la.
Hey.
Hey man.
Still don't get it. Sounds funny. Still don't
Sounds
get
like
it.
you're jamming the enemy's radar.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
So
Radio.
yeah, I'm in the dark as much as Jim is. Yeah.
There's an Al Murray sketch on YouTube where he talks about different accents. And one of the things he said is that the Scousers were employed as radio jammers during the Second World War. Because every time the Germans tried to tune in their radios, they'd hear the Scouts and think the radios are packed up.
Was ist los in hier?
Yeah.
Das Engländer.
Das ist kaputt.
Yeah, das
Das
ist
ist
kaputt.
kaputt.
Yeah, yeah.
I've really
I'll tell you what,
the
you
bad
talk about
guys.
You talk about a language. German is a fascinating language, but it can be very martial and harsh. For instance, a friend of my sister's ex-husband, who still is a flight attendant for American Airlines, and he flies internationally, you know. And so one time he's on his flight back from Europe, and there's a couple of young German ladies, I mean, you know, college-age ladies, flying to America, and they're speaking German, and it was so harsh hearing it. Not that they were arguing, they were just speaking. And he said it just appeared so unladylike to hear two young ladies speaking in such a staccato language like German.
Oh, really?
I mean, other languages like French is beautiful the way it flows. I love it. Russian has a beautiful sound to it.
I think I might put a cockerel on my farm.
I've heard that about you.
I'm always fascinated with the Greek language.
Back in my
Oh yeah, you were stationed in Cyprus, right, Gary?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, and I've holidayed a lot in mainland Greece and islands like Corfu and that. And the Greek language is always strikes me as they're having an argument with each other when they're not. You know, there's a lot of hand gestures and
that sounds like the Italians.
well, yeah, funnily enough, I was going to say when I was in Italy as well, it was much the same. Excuse me. In Italy, it was very handsy and quite a staccato way of speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, oh my God, what's going on there? And they're only saying good morning to each other, you know.
Yes. Yeah. One man's harsh language is another man's gentle hello.
Yeah.
Oh, uh-oh. Did Carrie say a bad word?
Oh, what have I done? Malaka. That's Kerry Ann's favourite Greek word.
I think I know what that means, but I
Yes, it does. You're right, Jim.
Yeah. We had in my neighborhood where I grew up, we had some European families, we had some Italians, some Greeks. Never really heard them speak too much in their native language. But then again, you know, not everybody on a block was always socializing together. But the two most spoken languages within Chicago outside of English is Spanish and Polish.
Polish.
Yes, Polish has the city of
everywhere.
Chicago has the greatest concentration of Polish-speaking people outside of Warsaw, Poland.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
That makes
a
sense,
lot of
'cause they-
Germans settled in Wisconsin and Minnesota, along with Swedes and Danes, and a lot of Polish settled in Chicago. I don't know how that worked out, or you know whether that was in the 1800s or the early 20th century. But yeah, there is a very, in fact, if you want to learn two languages that will be of use to you in Chicago, learn Spanish and Polish.
Wow. That is interesting.
Mike, put up Carrie's latest comment.
Oh God. Yes. Never mind.
A proud papa you must have been, Gary.
Oh, I was. Yeah, I forget how old she was when she won that competition, knowing that word. But let's just say she shouldn't have known it.
They come looking for you, Gary, afterwards, like Mr. Morris.
No.
Okay.
They just. No, I have a
Denied
have a
all
card in
knowledge
my
of the
wallet.
child.
I have a card in my wallet that says I am not responsible for my children's actions.
Yeah, I think my mom and dad had the same card too.
In fact, now I've had to amend it. I've had to write in crayon above children grand, because my grandchildren now lead me astray.
Ah, okay.
Especially that Jake.
Oh, well, you look like a fine young man. I saw him the other day when you had him on.
Yeah. He's a good lad. He's a good lad. All my grandkids are.
Oh no. My cockle's foot is glued to the table.
John, is that the base for your tank?
Yes.
Ah, okay. How's that coming? I like it.
Rather slowly.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. You know.
Oh, it is fine. Yeah. I'm just painting cobblestones. You can't really tell at the moment, but I'm just going for what I guess a distemper is the effect I'm going for. Mainly, actually, I was going to ask our not so gloriously bearded co-host, the bearded veteran, or the not as good as Rory bearded veteran.
Get on with it.
All right. The question is, when you did your cobblestone sort of thing, so I've just got a mix of greys and a tan and all that sort of stuff. You just did a mix, a random mix of earthy sort of tones. Is that correct?
Yes, and I put some yellows and things in as well.
Oh, yellows. Okay, let's go for a bit of that.
May I make a suggestion? Or Mikey, you want to read this comment first?
Yeah, Kerry says, I have a card saying I don't take any responsibility for that.
Good card.
I am very well behaved unless I'm with my good friend Mr. Watts. If I'm with my good friend Mr. Watts.
Oh, hey, we got a visitor. We got a new visitor too.
Yes.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Evans.
He says, afternoon all, house picks. Who's buying the new Airpick Spitfire Mark 8? Not me.
Not me. It's too big.
I'm guessing everyone within the UK is going to buy it like they did the Mark 9, right?
It's a plane and it's Airfix.
It'll be popular in Australia as well.
Oh, yeah, certainly. I agree. Yeah. And, I'll give Airfix kudos for doing that, introducing an RAAF aircraft, on the box subject. There just aren't enough of that out there in the modeling world, in my opinion. And not just... go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
They did it recently. Their Bristol Bulldog, one of the markings in that is RAAF one.
Is it really? Okay. Yeah. Well, I stand corrected. Yeah. I was going to say, if you want to learn or get any kind of ideas on what to do with cobbles and how to paint them and walls and stuff, go to Martin Kovac, my Uncle Nightshift. He's been doing a lot of that work lately, and he's got a wonderful touch for that. And he uses roads and walls in his own area that he takes photographs of.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're right. Good advice there. I will do that.
Once it's dried, John, just get some kitchen roll and just press it onto it gently, just to flatten it all out a bit. Yeah. Once you've done the colours. And then, depending on whether you want a slightly wet look or not, then varnish it in whatever varnish you want. Gary says, great looking lead scheme. Lead scheme,
I think you mean.
I was going to say lead scheme. Interesting. If you want to come up, Gary, you're more than welcome. He also says, Andy Anson, my one is in RAAF colours. Far too many vowels for me being a Welshman.
Not enough if you're from Finland.
You prefer a lot of L's, don't you?
A lot of L's, yes. And we don't like the letter J either.
Really? How do you pronounce it?
As a J.
As a J? Okay, I'm curious. I thought it'd be like like how the Germans or the Danes pronounce it, Jonas.
No, we don't have J in the Welsh alphabet, so we pronounce it the same as the English do. What we do have is we replace it with the letter C.
Really?
C is for cookie. That's good enough for
Who
me.
is in session today, folks? This is all fascinating stuff. I'm loving it.
So on road signs, instead of saying J31 for junction 31, it'll say C31.
Oh, okay. Well, that would confuse me.
There's a good film if you want to listen to the Welsh being spoken. It's on YouTube. It's called Heddwyn. It's all in Welsh, but it's got English subtitles, and it's about a Welsh poet before the First World War. He's year after year he keeps trying to sort of get into. We have a national competition called the Eisteddfod, which is basically a Welsh competition where poets, singers, writers, and all that from all over Wales go into a big competition, and they perform live, and they're judged on their live performances. And for a couple of years, he was trying to get into the Eisteddfod to win it, because the poets, there's a tradition in Wales where the best poet sits on a throne next to the king. So they have their own throne that's all carved with wood with dragons and things on it and things like that. And he was trying to win it and he couldn't. And then the First World War happened and he got called up. And 3 years into the war, after he'd been called up, his entry actually won. And he was called up to take his place on the throne at the Eisteddfod. And they found out that he couldn't because he'd been killed in action. So what they did is they draped it in a black cloth. So every year now they made a new throne. So what they do now is they have the throne draped in black cloth next to the new throne for the winners.
Nice.
Wow.
But it's
What's
all
the name
about
of the
his
film
story.
again, Mike?
Heddwyn. It's Heddwyn.
WYN. Okay, thank you. I'm writing that down because I do want to check that out. Thanks.
There is some nudity in it.
Oh, I might
Well,
watch it.
as John Cleese said, I will only do a scene which involves full frontal nudity.
Oh, you never
But
told
it goes
me.
into a lot of
Told me
the
about it.
it goes into a lot of the politics and things. You know, like if men didn't sign up, women were encouraged to like basically psychologically abuse the men into getting them so they join up.
Right.
So at the beginning of the film, there's this girl that he's supposed to be getting married to and things like that, and they're doing things they shouldn't before marriage and all this stuff. And when the war comes along, she starts saying to her, "Oh, you're an effing coward." And he's like, "Why? What's the matter?" And she went, "Well, look at all these lads. They've signed up. You haven't got the guts to sign up. Why would I want to be with someone like you that can't even stand up for your country?" And it's all because the posters and stuff.
Yeah. I do remember seeing some of those posters. They were kind of in your face about that. Yes.
Yeah.
When did the British Army institute the draft in World War One?
I think it was 1915, 16.
Yeah, that would make sense. A lot of those Pals battalions were blown away in the first year of the war.
Yeah, because they had the regulars at the beginning of the war. Then they had the Territorial Army. Then they had the Pals battalions, Kitchener's army.
Yeah.
And then they had the conscripts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about good old Lord Kitchener. Yes. Remember the recruiting poster with him on there? That's a very famous one.
Yeah, I've got a book with him on it, with the poster on it.
Yeah.
May
I ask a question?
Certainly.
Lord Kitchener, what role militarily? I mean, what rank was he? I mean, a Lord Kitchener. That sounds like he's part of the crown and not in the military, but yet he wore a military uniform.
I'm sure he was a general leading up to the beginning of the war, and then I think he was assigned to the War Office or something like that.
Okay.
Because he was more famous from before the war, wasn't he? To do with
oh right, Gary.
Yeah,
yes, I think it was in the
out in the
Sudan.
Middle East and the Sudan and
yeah, the bottle of de bum bum.
That was it.
Okay, well, thank you. I was curious to know because I mean I know who Lord Kitchener is. I just never understood his role as being like, one of like, well, Lord Kitchener says it. Oh, well, then we better do it. I just didn't understand where he fit in the rank of the hierarchy of the British Army.
Yeah, I think he became a general, and then he ended up becoming like Minister for War or something.
Ah, okay. Yeah, didn't he go down on a ship or something like that? Wasn't he?
Lucky
Something
man.
like that, or a plane or something. I know Haig was killed in a plane crash, wasn't he?
Haig?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think he died in 1928. I think he died suddenly. I think it was an illness. I don't know if it was. You might be right. I'm just saying that no one expected him to pass so soon after the war.
Yeah.
In all fairness to Field Marshal Haig, I grew up thinking he was one of those donkeys leading the lions, but I've come to understand that it's not necessarily that way, and that he wasn't that much of a boob when it came to his military career. Yeah, he made his mistakes, but did you happen to see, or have you seen film, or not film, but photos of his funeral procession? Thousands attended it. Thousands of men, veterans who served under him.
Yeah, you're right. Douglas Haig died of heart failure in 1928 at the age of 66.
Yeah, 66. I mean, I don't know about then, but that's pretty young nowadays.
Yeah.
He was no favorite of Lloyd George. Those two were basically enemies. I have a book I'm about to start. It's called The Asquith Years as Prime Minister.
There we go. Lord Kitchener, influence declined following the 1915 shell crisis and the failed Dardanelles expedition. An operation he had supported in cabinet. So yeah, he was in the war office during the First World War.
Okay, all right.
He was dispatched to Russia on a fact-finding mission, but drowned on 5th of June 1916 when his vessel HMS Hampshire struck a mine off of the Orkney Islands.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay. Well, we know where his gravesite is then.
Yeah. At the bottom of the sea.
Got him right in the Orkneys.
Under the sea.
You got me right in the Orkneys, you did.
I don't think what I was going to do.
I'm trying to ascertain what colour. This could be I wonder.
I'll be right back, folks. Pardon me.
Gary says he's busy editing the second part of his order build. He works hard.
He's always. I was watching his Monday Matters this morning, and I'm thinking, Gary, when do you have time to do anything else? Because he's got about 8,000 million builds on the go.
I've got a guy sitting down. I could put him on the shitter.
Can't believe you haven't yet. You've changed.
Yeah.
The discussions we have on here.
Look at that.
There you go.
I wonder.
I could adapt that so that he's on the shitter. I mean, whether I could get him on there,
on the throne, as we like to say.
Yes. Oh, I could have put him on it. He's actually sitting on a box as well. I could have just put the box in there.
But has he got his trousers around his ankles?
No, but he's an old man. They forget.
It only happened once. Oh, sorry.
Or could have a little girl standing there looking very pissed off that the soldiers are there.
Doom. Come on.
Oh dear. My 4 o'clock start is 5 o'clock start is catching up with me.
Yes, that is rather silly, isn't it?
Well, it wasn't my fault. The daylight seemed to go, bing, come on, it's time to get up. And the dog was slowly trying to nudge me off the edge of the bed so he could have a bath.
That's why I have blackout curtains.
Do you know what? I might put the little man. I've got this one here as well. This guy. sitting on
Yeah.
a box. I might
Yeah.
put him in front of this wall here.
Okay.
So
If
it's
I had
like he's
blackout curtains, Tiff, I'd walk into the wall.
Yeah. Blackout curtains are awesome. Blackout blinds are good as well. I've got blackout curtains on here. So that's my next mission.
I need to think of a colour to do that.
I need to buy some more curtains, to be fair. Still haven't.
I'm so tempted to put that guy sat on the toilet.
Do it.
Weed.
Bearing in mind, it's for my friend as well. So
Ah, yeah.
it's for a female friend. So
It's a sort of commission build, isn't it?
yeah.
Dark.
So I've got to keep
grey.
it fairly nice because she's a very nice, polite lady.
Let's have a look at this. What does this look like?
If it was for myself, then I definitely would.
Do-do-do-do.
So, who's still in the chat? And don't forget to like and like the video, channel videos, whatever. We only had, I think we only got 5 likes last week.
I would have thought your
Four of
ratings
them
would
were
have
Gary.
soared because I wasn't around.
Well, it could well have been. Who knows, Mr. Big Head?
Gary is busy trying to edit the second part of his Marauder build. Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Marley's here, the better looking one. We're going to give you a complex about that, aren't we?
No,
Okay.
no, I knew.
Well, no, I totally agree. Problem is, you're used to it. I don't know what's more creepy. The fact that this little man's got a very dodgy face, or the fact that he's got loads of stuff, supports coming out of his back.
Let's see it. Oh.
Oh.
Looks
That's just
creepy.
where it's been 3D printed.
Yeah.
Well, he looks like. Is he going in the WC?
No, he's going to be sat outside the farmhouse,
Okay.
watching the world go by.
All right.
You sound so disappointed there, Jim.
I'm sorry?
You sounded so disappointed about that.
No,
Better looking man.
when I saw the box he was sitting on top of, I'm like, is that supposed to be in the
Thunderbox.
in the closet? Yes.
No, we're not doing that one.
No.
We don't do things that are in the closets on here. We don't go down that road.
Well, I'll never forget the first time I heard that. It was in a Blackadder episode. He says to Baldric, the only way you'd get a wet kiss, is if you made a pass at a water closet. And I didn't know what that was. And I talked to my friend. I said, what's a water closet? And he said, it's the bathroom, toilet. That's what they say in the UK. You see it on there. You see WC. And I'm like, oh, okay. So,
in fact, even in France, it's called a double WC.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, which is WC.
Right. Okay. Well, I shouldn't say right. I mean, I would guess that was what you meant, but yeah. Okay. Oui.
Yeah. The better looking Mally says he's blushing.
Oh, of course.
Paul says, we don't go down that road. Aha!
Haha.
Yes.
In fact, the Olympics are being held
very
in
small
Paris
for a
this
while.
year. That's right. Summer
Yeah,
Olympics.
I was watching something. It was on YouTube. It was, in fact, it was Big Get TV. And the guy who presents it was saying apparently Delta are going to take a big hit money-wise, the airline, because they'd taken up a code share with Air France because they expected a lot of Americans to go over to Paris for the Olympics, and not many people are going.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, Delta are going to take a big financial hit on it.
Ah, diddums.
Well, I don't know too much about air travel. I don't really do a whole lot of it myself. Yeah, I thought maybe, well, I know there's some Americans over there for the Tour de France right now. In fact, one is at this moment sitting in a French jail.
Oh, okay.
Well, yesterday he apparently stuck a bag of potato chips in the face of one of the cyclists as the man was making his way up one of the mountains in the Pyrenees stage. And apparently the gendarmes immediately apprehended him. And the union that represents the cyclists as a group is going to sue the man.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him at all. You're right, Mikey. You don't need someone like that acting like a fool. But there are more and more fans who do stupid things like that every year.
Oh, we have plenty of those in this country.
Some of them cause road accidents. This happened a couple of years ago. There was a lady who stood there with a sign in front of the camera with her back to the cyclists. As they came around a turn, they didn't see her in time. One cyclist hit her. He fell over, and it spilled about 5 guys behind him. And that's very, very nasty. And those racing teams are losing money by having their riders being eliminated from the race due to injury.
Yeah, because idiots.
Yes, idiots. Very good. That's an accurate word. That's an accurate word.
We have 10 people watching, and whilst 5 of them may be on here, and the other 5...
I liked it before I stepped in. I liked it before I joined in, so wanted to make sure I did that.
I'm not sure if this figure's a little bit too small, for 135. Human being. I need to measure him. So.
Okay.
He could be a short human being.
Yeah, it could be like Tony Robinson or something like that. Yeah.
1.5. 5.5. 5.5.
I don't think
It's about
faces
5
would take that long to paint.
It's about 5'10". 135.
That's not bad. It's average size. I mean, today it is. I don't know if it was during the Second World War, but
Second World War, the average height was about 5'6". So
yeah,
It's above average. Yeah.
But then again, we're all different.
I'm not.
I'm not.
you're supposed to say, I'm above average.
No, it's like
We're all different.
You
You don't need to follow
It's the
anyone.
mobile home.
well, if you look at the Monty Python comedy troupe, you had John Cleese and Graham Chapman, who were literally in the stratosphere. Then he had Terry Jones, who was on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah. The pythons.
6.3 feet. No. Can't be bloody right.
6'3".
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That's a very
Not
tall
tall.
Englishman. Oh no, Frenchman. Pardon me. That's supposed to be in France, correct?
Yeah.
Zut alors! Oh, look, I could what? I'm actually sat here watching John do his cobbles.
You're not bored,
I'm
are you?
watching John play with his cobbles, and
So am I.
I could actually
What are
sit
the
here and
odds?
watch it all day.
Yeah, it's about 6 foot in 135 scale.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
I used to be that height. I've shrunk down to 5'11" now. Penalty of old age, I guess.
I was 5'11". 5'11" when I was 19. I've always been short.
It's amazing how many Englishmen are very, very tall.
I'm 6 foot.
I'm 5'5.5".
You're never 6 foot, Gary.
I am.
Maybe when you were in your 20s. Okay, so apparently this 135 Wehrmacht soldier is the equivalent of 5'3".
Okay.
Okay.
So no wonder what. Yeah, he looks taller than this
It
little
looks
guy.
like he's got a problem with his hemorrhoids, from what I
That's
see.
because he's supposed to be riding a horse.
All his troubles are behind him.
Yeah. Oh, me Chalfonts and Giles. Don't yawn, mothers. You'll have me yawning.
I'm sorry, I haven't slept much. I had
No.
kids outside my bedroom window at 1 o'clock this morning shouting on. And then someone decided to ride the dirt bike in the park at 3 o'clock this morning.
Oh
Yeah,
my
sorry,
God.
that was me.
Oh, that's so rude. Oh man. We got that a lot over here in the States too. People have their loud tailpipes and they blast down the roads. Yeah, unfortunately, just one of the things I guess of living with people.
People suck.
Thing is, I don't have any neighbours. My neighbours are shops.
Oh, you live in more like a business district?
No, it's just like a
We
little.
don't really have districts over here.
No, it's just like a little shopping centre, in the village that I live in.
Okay.
We don't
Just
have
little convenient.
business district. We don't have the businesses and residential areas separated over here. They're all
Oh, you
mixed up.
don't? Okay, yeah, we do. It's a little bit more mixed now, but there are, like where I live, there's big areas dedicated to nothing but shopping. Like all the main brand stores are out here: Target, Walmart, blah blah blah, all in a big section. That's how the suburbs kind of built up themselves.
Yeah. I mean, it's most of the times, like, considering it's the school holidays, I am very surprised it is quiet outside. Especially because, like, obviously I've got the park right outside as well. But now where I live, it's quite handy. I've got a corner shop downstairs, like a little convenience store. I've got a pizza shop, and I've got a taxi rank.
Ah, okay, that's nice. It's convenient, close by.
Duke says, I'm 5'11" and a bit. I always add the bit when I tell people.
I just lie. I say I'm 6 feet. Prove that I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul and I are pretty much exactly 6 foot.
Mm.
I do.
You'll always say it in debate, and then you say prove it, and you'll always have someone. There will be someone one day that will have a measuring tape on them.
Yep. Well, then I'll be caught dead to rights.
I always go by my old RAF identity card, which had my height at 182 centimeters.
Yeah, it also had RAF number 001 as well. No offense, but you know.
Well, you'll pardon me not reacting to that because I don't know what that means. So
He's trying to ascertain that I was the first ever member of the Royal Air Force.
that would be the RFC.
Ah, no, because it went to RAF.
It'd
So
be
they did-
Women's Royal Auxiliary Balloon Corps.
Yeah. What do you think you are in the Women's Auxiliary Balloon Corps, Slack Bladder? Actually, it was 2 lorry loads of paper clips.
Yes. No.
Is there a minimum height requirement for the armed forces?
Not anymore.
I think so, no.
Okay, just curious.
The car, because we had someone who was we had a bloke that was 5 foot in the
Yeah.
Royal Logistics Corps.
There used to be one for the police force, but I think that's gone now.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we've got little tiny fat piglets running around.
Oh man, that sounds nasty, Mike.
Well, it's true. It's that ubiquitous, that nickname, that they've even made a comedy series now called Piglets.
Yeah,
And it's
there's
about
talk
police
about
officers going through their training.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's talk of that being the name being changed, isn't there? Because
the police cried about it. They said it's not fair. Boo hoo. We can't take it.
Well, if
We
anybody's
deal
watched,
with hardened criminals, but we can't take being called piglets.
well, if anyone's watched The Simpsons, you'll see how the police are represented on there, and they're not very favorably.
Stuart says his number began with 244, so it was a while back. Yeah, mine was 252.
And can you go to the comment ahead of that one, Duke?
Duke, he said, John would have heard the Collingwood 6-footer. They were actually 5'8". Stuart says, think guards regiments have a height requirement, but that may have been dropped. Yeah, it has, because they've now started admitting females.
I was going to say, haven't they
And
started
females-
admitting females?
6-foot females are very, very rare. Yeah. One
Brianna
of the-
Tarr, she was over 6 foot. Gwendolyn, the actress, Gwendolyn. Anyway,
But now there's a female. I think she's in the Blues and Royals, and she's only like 5'1", and she's the short, or 5'2". She's the shortest guards person that they've ever had.
did she have to take a run up to get on the horse?
She has to have steps, I think, or a very short horse, like a donkey.
Shetland pony.
Sorry. Actually, that's about right. Height. Is it? Oh, okay, dropped it. So if I put him next to him, it's actually about the right height.
Yeah, that'll work.
What's the figure on the left?
It's one of the
Batman.
soldiers from the kit. It's Gary's
okay.
Batman.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's the universal carrier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Is
that
that the old
works. So he
Tamiya
can,
kit?
yeah. Oh boy, I've got so many figures to paint.
I realise what I've done. You're
Oh, no.
stupid boy, Pike.
I've got a 4-man crew. I've got the old man. I've got a cockerel, a pig, and a donkey.
He always calls me donkey.
It's called Walloper. I've called the donkey Walloper.
You should have called him Dominic.
Do you know where that started? Dominic the Donkey.
Well, it was a song, wasn't it?
It started on Radio 1, BBC Radio 1. A couple of the presenters did a game, and
Wasn't it Loyalty?
yeah, and it's called Dominic the person that was supposed to be deciding the scores, who win each round, was called Dominic the Donkey. It was a joke, and it ended up they decided to make it into a Christmas song, Dominic the Donkey song, and it actually ended up in the charts.
Well, Val Doonican could do Paddy McGinty's goat, and
Yeah. Dominic the Donkey.
Is it a song? Is it?
Yep. They made it into a song and it got into the charts. And the reason it got into the charts is because the Radio 1 presenters made sure they played it every day. They played their own song every day to make sure it got in the charts.
Mm-hmm.
How are you getting on with that, John?
Oh, it's sort of, coming together.
It's looking
Just
good.
picking it. A bit soon to say that, but it's just I'm literally just stippling and just hanging out with my friends.
Yeah. Stu says Mr. Blobby was the worst thing ever in the charts.
Oh,
Yeah.
not
Oh
bloody
god,
wrong.
yes.
no, and I know Kay will not agree with me. The worst thing in the charts was that bleeping crazy frog.
I've got a worse song that I can send you, Gary. I can't play it on air, obviously, but I can send it to you on Discord.
All right.
It's called Pink Fluffy Unicorns.
Please don't.
I had it as a Kay's ringtone for ages because she loves unicorns.
Oh, okay.
It goes pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows, and it just says that all over and over.
Oh God. Well, if you want to get somebody to confess, I guess you'd play that.
Yeah. I got a donkey. I got a pig. Pig. Yeah, pig. Oh no,
Want
not
a
my
lion?
copy. Do I want a lion in my
Yeah, I
farm?
downloaded a Simba the lion from Lion King this morning.
Oh, do you know what you could do, Gary?
Go on.
That'd be really cool. Download a lion, a dragon, and a kangaroo, and put them together on one base.
Yes, brilliant
Sure.
idea. I like that, Mike.
I'm going to write that down.
Yeah,
I
I'll write
think
it down
that'd be
too.
really cool.
Where's my pen? Here, I want to write that down too. That's a great idea.
Yeah. We can't try and find some cartoon ones.
I would, but I can't find my pen. Where have I put my pen?
I think
Oh,
that
It's okay. Sorry, nurse, I slipped.
stupid boy. Where's that gone? Oh, there it is. In the pen holder. You think I'm looking for it there?
Pen holder. What the bloody hell is doing in the pen holder, Gary?
Say again, over?
What's it doing in the pen holder?
I don't know. I think I tried. Oh, look, I've got the answers from last week's quiz here.
Oh, I should watch that, hey?
I threw those out.
yes, you should watch it.
I've done that.
Mike, may I make a further suggestion to your idea?
Yep.
Perhaps you could even have the flags of your nations behind you too.
Yeah.
I think that would add some color.
Yeah.
I actually wrote kangaroo, lion, and donkey down, but I crossed it out and put dragon.
Keep
My
it as a
national
donkey.
animal is not a donkey. Thank you very much. At
No,
least you don't
I-
live in Scotland.
When I saw you showed me the flag of Wales. It's very cool. It's almost like a coat of arms.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Got a new comment from Duke.
Duke says the best song is Baked Beans by Mother Goose, a New Zealand group from the late 70s. No,
Oh.
the best song is If Your Dad Hasn't Got a Beard by
I
The Beard.
knew this
Yes.
was coming.
I love the beards.
I knew that song was coming out any second.
There you go. That's what it's looking like now.
Oh wow! Nice.
That is.
Can you get that reflection out of there? Yeah, that looks
There you go.
great.
Nice.
Very good, sir.
Oh,
That's the next job now because I've done the scenery. Next is to get the actual models made.
Well, the carrier, it shouldn't be too much to build. It's a pretty basic kit.
Yeah, problem is it's so tightly compact that I need to paint it before I put it together.
Oh, yeah, right. Yes. Yeah, the interior, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I might have some chickens going around the farmyard as well.
Excuse me. Sure, that sounds like a great idea. Chickens on a farm, that's that's almost mandatory.
Yeah, and a dog.
And a dog, yes, a border collie.
Well, it comes with a German Shepherd, I think it is. It could be a collie though. I'm not sure.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this supposed to be in France or in the UK?
France, I think.
Okay, yeah, maybe border collie wouldn't be indigenous.
Yeah. Or could have a goose. I might have a goose actually.
That's not a bad idea. You could have a jackass and say it's me.
I'd never say that, Jim.
Just kidding. A little self-deprecating humor always brings a smile.
John would like the Newcastle song, apparently.
Ooh, I don't know what that is.
Oh, why am I still on big screen? Stupid
I
boy.
don't know.
Because you're just a camera hogging.
You're doing my bloody job.
Well, be quicker then.
I was quicker. I clicked it before you did.
You ain't because I pressed it.
Domestic.
See, I pressed it quicker. The Ballad of Auntie Jack is a good one.
Oh, yeah.
And I beat
Yeah.
you again.
Oh, some crazy frog.
No,
Crunch frog.
no.
Don't start that one. Gary, have you done any modelling this session?
I've done the bases. I've been painting the bases.
It's all about the
Ah.
bases.
Cool.
Oh yeah,
What's
that's
the
right.
good
Yeah,
guys
Gary,
red?
can you let's see a little close up of that?
I'm hoping that when I put a wash on this, it's going to tone down the ochre.
Yeah.
But I've done that one. I've done this one, which has got a derelict door with. I'm not sure about this color here. I'm contemplating changing that color to this color. And then I've done this one as well. I'm not sure about the ochre there, so I might change that yet. But no, that's what I've been doing today.
Cool.
Looks good. I like it. Stuff like that can be fun. It can be therapeutic. It can help you get your mojo back if you're lagging. It can offer a lot of good things. So
In all honesty, I'm just trialing it because I've not really done it properly before. So
yeah, well,
I'm just
hurrah.
trying to
Yeah,
I'm just
great
trying to
idea.
work what colours will go. I mean, looking at
Hmm.
what John's done there with those cobblestones, that's starting to look really, really good now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. And the
That's
great
right.
thing about that is if the colors are too bright or they stand out too much, you can also put like a wash over it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going
Filter
to
to
do.
mute it.
Yeah,
Kind of unifies all the colors.
yeah.
Pull beer out.
Then and I'll
What?
start with
Wait.
these little fellas.
Check
See,
that
they
out.
have done a new Beverly Hills Cop movie 40 years after the original. Yes, I watched it the other
What is
day.
this,
last
Beverly
week.
Hills Cop in retirement?
It's called Beverly Hills Cop Axel F.
Yeah,
That's a very good film.
yeah, and it's literally the three main characters are still in there. And I noticed
The rest-
Bad Boys 4 is coming out this year.
Oh no, are you serious? Oh my lord.
The problem with Hollywood now is they've not got any writers. So what they do
You're
is
right.
they just remake the
No.
whole film.
You are absolutely correct, Mikey. That is very true. This whole reality television show, which was, I think, kind of in reaction to all the strikes they were suffering from the Screenwriters and Actors Guild,
Yeah.
they decided to, de-unionize and, go with corporate ownership over all of this. And you don't need writers or actors if you have a camera pointed at a family that's dysfunctional and you say, just watch this, the next week's show.
Yeah.
So what happens is that over the last 20 years, since the turn of the century, Hollywood has been resuscitating in a lot of one and dones, a lot of melodrama cop shows from the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they brought Hawaii Five-0 back.
Right.
You know.
Well, I mean, in feature film length, like the Dukes of Hazzard, like Charlie's Angels, like Starsky and Hutch. These are all one and done films that once you see them, you never think about them again. And I'm not going to pay money to see them.
No.
I watched the real shows when I was a kid.
They're never as good as the originals.
Well, I mean, my point being is that they were just melodramatic television shows, and the idea is that these films are being created by younger directors and producers, and to them, the 70s is a golden age because they didn't live through it.
Yeah.
But I grew up in it, and I remember the bell-bottom jeans and the suede shoes and the polyester shirts with the big collars, and that's
and Huggy Bear hairdos.
Exactly. There you go, Huggy Bear. Yep.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't watch any broadcast TV anymore. I stream everything I want to watch, so I watch what I want when I want.
Hell yeah.
We watch a lot of films that are very good, but either went straight to video for some reason, or DVD, as the young people of today say, or weren't a hit. And there's some really good films out there, but
Yeah.
because some toffee-nosed critic didn't like it, it got panned.
Stuart says, "Hope Crazy Frog theme doesn't resurface. It
So
does,
do I.
but only in the advert. The advert for it's actually pretty cool as well. But it's quite good because it shows Axel F. He's sort of playing the same sort of character.
Mm.
So he's, like in the 80s, they were quite chauvinistic and things like that. He's still playing that same sort of, hey lady, can you do this for me sort of character. And the ladies actually turn around and go, who you calling lady? Did you just assume my gender?
See, I can't watch anything with Eddie Murphy in now and not see Donkey from Shrek.
Yeah, fair
I
call.
can't do it. It's impossible. All I see is Donkey from Shrek.
I don't want no.
Wallop a donkey.
Right. Some parfait.
John Duke says, John, don't ever let a chance go by. The Newcastle song.
I'm going to look that up. I don't know what that is, Duke.
I guarantee Kerry Ann will be putting a post up anytime now saying that's a nice boulder. I like that boulder.
Stuart says flares and platform shoes.
Yeah.
Yep. Flares, platform
before
shoes.
my time.
A black exploitation films, as they were called back in the 70s, like Superfly and Shaft, and oh my gosh, there were a few others. But anyway, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, flares, platform shoes. Yep, that was another part of it. Yep.
That was well before mine and Kerry's time, wasn't it, Kerry Love?
Well, the Second World War was well before my time, but I read about it all the time, Mike.
Yeah.
Yes.
And popular belief spread about by Mikey. It was well before my time as well.
Yeah, well, Gary and I are both from the magic year of 1964.
Yeah.
Think of the great films that came out that year.
You see, I'm the same age as Gary's daughter.
Okay.
Or rather, she'll be the same age as me on Sunday.
Okay. Well, here's the youth.
Yeah.
Duke says, I used to play cricket during lunchtime at school in platform shoes. How the hell did you play that in platforms? That must have been like watching Huggy Bear.
Let me ask you a question. In cricket, do you run the bases like you do in baseball? What does the batter do once he puts the ball in?
You run from crease to crease, yeah.
Yeah, you run from one end to the other, yeah.
Okay.
But,
that's why it's so boring. Run back, run forth, run back.
There was a Monty Python sketch about a cricket tournament that went on for about 1,000 years or something like that. I can't remember how it was.
Test matches can be really quite slow and drawn out because they're over 5 days. But
they don't even throw a left or right in there sometimes just to spice it up a bit.
If you watch T20 cricket, which is 20 overs each side, it's all done in one day. That's quite exciting.
Okay,
it is. Yeah.
Steve T says, "Hello, guys.
Hey, how you doing,
Steve?
Help, Steve.
Now we got a show.
Bloody hell! That little kid next door's found that whistle again."
Ooh.
Well, in our area recently, this was brought up for public hearing, but apparently someone bought the ground, which is an old farm. They're going to build a 20,000-seat cricket stadium.
Wow,
cool!
And the people that bought it, the ownership that bought the property and is going to construct it are from India.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's a very popular sport there, right?
Cricket is massive in India. Absolutely.
Because the oval's copyrighted, are they going to call it the slightly squashed circle?
The Indian Premier League is a massive cricket tournament.
Our Duke says, cricket was great when you were playing. I don't watch it now. Yeah, I used to just smack the ball because in the winter we used to play it indoors in school. So what I used to do is deliberately hit it behind all the crash mats stood up at the end, because they're all jammed in and fastened into the wall and everything. So whoever was fielding would have to unfasten them, drag all the massive crash mats out, and try and find the ball behind.
Did you not have the 6 and out rule? If you hit a 6, you were out in indoor cricket.
No.
You got the
Yeah.
6, but you were out.
Same as backyard cricket for us.
I think my record was I managed to keep going for 10 minutes, just going backwards and forwards.
Oh my goodness.
Unsurprisingly, our team won that day.
Hey, Stuart, cricket's field of dreams, huh? Okay.
We the last cricket match I ever played was when I was at RAF Shawbury as an instructor, and it was an instructor versus the students match one evening, and it was all light-hearted. And I went into bat just as this girl was decided, or the students decided she was going to bowl. She'd never played cricket before in her life, and she decided that she could bowl underarm to me. So I thought, oh, thank you. So I was belting her about all over the place, and we were in a strong chance to win. And the guy who was at the other end, who was running with me, he's played cricket for the station, and he refused to run, and we lost.
He refused to run because of an underarm bowl?
No, he just refused to run because he wanted the students to beat the instructors.
Oh, that's just not cricket.
And he played for the station team.
Yeah.
He got ridiculed in the bar afterwards.
Steve says, I'm like the Walking Dead today. Got less than 3 hours sleep again due to damn seagulls squawking from 3 till 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Mm.
As I said earlier, my dog kicked me out of bed at 4 or 5 o'clock this morning.
That's no way to talk about your wife. How dare you? Marion is lovely.
You got in before I did there, Mikey. Well done.
I never said that.
I shall beat you to death next time I see you because I like Marion. She's lovely. Duke says, underarm, was she called Trevor? Ha 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 ha.
Oh, too soon.
Yes.
Yes. Cricket, a game of being all about being in and trying not to get out, and then when you're out, you're trying to get in.
Oh, our the Chief of Air Force, the new Chief of Australian Air Force, is Greg Chappell's son.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Greg said.
Greg Chappell was an Australian cricketer.
Australian cricketer. He was captain. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool story.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Great news article there, John.
Yeah, thank you.
It was absolutely riveting, mate. Yeah. Steve says your diary is looking good, Mikey. Thank you, Steve.
It is. I'm as usual. I'm very impressed with it. Whenever Mikey does a diorama, it looks good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
On a less than stellar note, I've been having problems logging onto Discord, so I uninstalled the app from my computer and my phone until I can figure it out. For some reason over the weekend it wouldn't allow me to log in, and I think it's from my end, but I'm not sure what it is. So I'm going to get in contact with a couple tech savvy friends of mine and see if they can help me navigate through this problem. I don't understand. For 3 weeks I could get on it regularly, day after day.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it was telling me that someone else was logging in, and
your account might have been hacked.
Yeah, but I couldn't trace it. I just didn't know what to do at that point. I mean, I'm not smart enough to know what the next step would be in doing that. So I just uninstalled the apps. I figured if someone is getting on, then okay, fine, and I'll do that. Like, hopefully that shuts the door. But I don't know. I mean, have you guys seen anything unusual with my name attached to it on there?
No.
Just a regular pawn.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's Jim. Yeah.
just a normal little person pawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was this weekend. It was I just couldn't understand it. So I have a very.
By the way,
fuse.
I didn't mean children when I said little person. I meant
Yeah, you better make that clear right now, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially here in America.
Before anyone says anything.
Oops.
Don't.
Most of the time, Jim, it's just a case of changing your password.
You
Yeah.
know, Tiffany, I tried that and I was still having the same problem. So I think it's on my end. I think there must be something I'm doing wrong, which I tend to
Excuse
think
me.
because I'm not the swiftest guy when it comes to tech.
Try creating a new account.
Yeah, I'm going to do that because I like to join in on that. But yeah, that was a puzzler to me, and I have a very short fuse when it comes to technical issues. When something isn't working right, I just turn the computer off and walk away. Because it gets under my skin real fast, especially something like that's working for the longest time, then suddenly it isn't.
And suddenly decides it's not going to anymore.
Yeah, I just don't know why, but I'll just say this: bugger.
Juke says, I was interested, John. Honest.
Oh,
He didn't
boy.
say the honest bit at the end.
We got a lively peanut gallery here today, all the way from Australia.
Heard that, Modmin?
Sorry. I can't
I
help
think
it.
Duke was creeping a bit. Oh, I'm taking a photo of the donkey.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. Oh.
I might have to
Roll
have
up
a
a
nap
donkey.
later on.
And the cock was going to be still on there.
Well, I
Pig's going to
think
be
I
in
can
there.
safely say I can prime that one now. Let's have a look at this one.
The old man's going to sit there. Duke says, I have been called a peanut on many an occasion.
Well, in case Duke, peanut gallery is an old reference to the crowd.
Yeah, the cheap seats.
Yeah, like if you remember the Muppet Show, the two old timers that sat in the balcony and razzed all the performers.
No, that wasn't me.
it might have been me.
I didn't say anything.
No, but you were going to.
I wasn't. I would never compare you to the old men.
You have done before.
No, I said you're old. I didn't say you're one of the old men. I think you're wonderful, Gary.
Oh, good.
Looking good,
You're my
John.
mate.
It's
But I mean,
I was waiting for him to say
Let's
wonderful
get an
old.
update off John. Hang on.
Oh,
so,
hello.
yeah,
Look at
not
that.
done yet, but you get the idea. It's coming, looking.
Are you lightening up the wall a bit, so you're leaving it looking like chocolate?
Oh yeah, no, the wall hasn't been tackled at all yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
It does look good, though, that brickwork.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
like
If I
it.
did it now, I wouldn't have a show next
I'm a
week.
good-
So
I'm a
I'm
good
doing it for
teacher.
you, Mikey. Yeah. No, I am. You know. Well, for a first effort, that's all right.
When you're putting the wall on, John,
Yes.
drill
Put it vertical?
some holes in the base underneath where it's
Yes.
going to go and put some bamboo skewers. You know, the
Toothpicks.
no, the longer ones, the ones for doing kebabs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Bamboo
Okay.
skewers,
Okay,
yeah, you were right the
Yeah,
first time.
cut a few inches off one of them and put them inside.
Oh, that's where I went
Yeah.
wrong. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah.
to support
Okay.
it. Otherwise, at some point, it'll just fall off backwards.
So yeah,
John, are you going to? Okay, go ahead with the comments. Yeah.
Steve says, I grabbed the webcam, might do the occasional 1 to 2 minute video on what I'm working on, just for showing the kits and parts, not me.
do
Yeah.
it?
Why not? Go for it, man.
Oh,
And he says, that's really cool, John. Really cool.
thank you.
John, are you going to add anything to the wall behind, like maybe some slogans or maybe a recruiting poster or something like that? Behind
Yeah. I'm thinking.
You could,
yeah,
there's
well,
loads online, John, that you can print off as well.
He's got some.
Oh,
You've got
hey,
that.
nice. I like
Yeah.
that.
That's all right. But I
I'm
bought.
thinking like
there's a couple of
cinema posters and things as well.
Okay,
those sort of
Yeah,
things.
those are nice. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are those,
they
are
look.
those decals?
No, they're just on card. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
cut them out. You know,
Right. Okay.
bit of bush bostic. Off you go. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, it looks
put a
nice. I
street
like
sign
that.
up.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll definitely liven it up.
Mm. So, yeah. So it'll. it's coming along. So yeah, I'll tackle that one next week, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, because we've got 5 minutes left.
Yeah, we have.
Yep.
Okay, so look, I've already done, hey, what have you been up to? So, yes, so that started off looking just black. So that's,
It looks good when you add the yellows and stuff into it as well,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit of a,
I agree. It
it
really
does look very
adds
different
some,
on
life to
the
it.
screen. Like it's more subtle and subdued to my eye, but it's on the screen, it's looking really,
Vivid.
yeah, I guess, the difference in colours is a lot
Yeah.
more than how it is in
Striking.
real life. Well, yeah, but that's okay. That's what I've done.
Yeah,
And for
I
people
was
who
thinking
tuned in
one.
late, I finished the other thing that I was working on the
Your
side.
twin
That's,
says it looks great, John.
well, thank you very much.
Meow.
Yeah, the FX Chipmunk was done just before we went live. So that's the FX 48 scale chippy with aftermarket. What is it? Extra decals.
Is it
Extra.
finished yet?
It is actually. It is finished. I finished something. Isn't that pretty? That's pretty. I
That
like
should be your slogan, John, on your channel. Is it finished yet?
You always finish this stuff. It's me that never
Yeah.
seems to finish them.
That's good. So that's me. What about you guys? What have you been up to?
Let's go
He
through
said,
Gary
swapping
first.
camera.
Well, I have done.
He's got his diesel powered vibrator out.
I've done some little bases there, which I'm getting happy with. I'm not 100% happy with them yet, and I've been cleaning up the figures that will go on them.
Closer.
Yeah, I'm just
Wrong
trying to
way.
position them in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've
your
got-
internet's starting to go again because you're getting all pixely.
Yeah, right.
So there you go. These are some miniatures I printed that I'm going to play about with, and yeah, just been cleaning those up. So that's basically what I've been doing today.
Excellent. Duke says that's pretty, John.
Thanks, Duke.
Stuart says never done a dio, may try one day. So you should.
That's what I said a month ago.
Yeah. Now look at him. He's away. So, what have I been up to?
Come on.
Well,
then.
because I
Get yourself on screen.
can't tip the base over because I've got everything stood up on it. I shall show you on my phone because I've taken pictures.
Oh, look at that.
I'll just be careful I don't go too far. That's the little old man sat in the farmhouse.
I don't want to see you in your full face gimp mask.
Big sty.
Yeah, right.
Screen's too bright. Hang on. I'll turn the brightness down. There you go. There you go. Pig in the pig house. Man sat high. Pig house. Cockerel.
Very good.
Monkey.
That'll do.
That's what it's going to look like.
Awesome.
And then I'll have the universal carrier in. Ooh. Universal
gonna say-
carrier in this bit here with the troops.
You're going to have room for the universal carrier.
Yeah, it's fine. I've checked
Yeah.
it.
Looking at that overhead shot, yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Loads of room.
Loads of room, mate. Right.
Excellent.
Right.
Shimon. Oh, we might actually finish pretty much dead on 2 o'clock. So 2 hours today.
Mm.
Okay.
Thursday, we're back with the Spitfire.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We're back with the Spitfire. That would just be me, John, and Gary. If
Did
John
we
decides
say-
to join us,
Oh, I'll be here.
he doesn't bugger off on his holidays again.
Well,
Did we say we were going to prime and paint the Merlin engine?
yeah, Merlin,
Yes, I
I
need
think, was
to do
going
that
to start off
Thursday.
black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're saying that I need to paint these animals anyway, so yeah.
I'll do that. I'll do that tomorrow.
Hmm.
Cool.
Sandy Ollie's just commented, said, that's a great model, but the bricks behind the man seem way out of scale compared to him. Yeah, they were just supposed to be rocks. I'm not really bothered about scale because they're going to be hidden anyway. Because that is going to be going. Oh, that is going to be going over, so it's only going to be that little corner showing anyway.
Ah, okay.
So because that's going to be painted, so it looks like the plaster. But it also protects the foam as well, stops it getting knocked off. I made it out of some plastic card. Yeah. So yeah, no offense taken at all. I totally agree with you. Yeah, it was just because they were supposed to be rocks. The ones at the bottom they're actually going to be showing, I've actually rounded them off and things. But I've not bothered with the ones that aren't going to be showing. I've just done it so that it's got a bit of grip to it more than anything.
Yeah.
Lamali says, great, Mikey. Thank you very much, Paul. So yeah, we're back on Thursday at 11 o'clock with the Spitfire.
John looks so cold.
Oh no,
not-
it's all right. Like it's. I'm not so cold. It just I'm glad I'm wearing the jacket, but no, it's all good here. Like it doesn't snow here. It's all good.
I've not got live with Steph on Friday.
Oh,
I don't know if you wanted to do anything on Friday. It's up to you two.
I'll have to check on that.
Yeah. We can discuss that offline.
all right. So will I have to do my albatross?
Oh,
Oh yeah, John, you've not heard the news, have you?
News.
News.
I have.
We'll give Gary pride of place. Hang on.
I
Go on,
have
Gary.
a World War One.
Gary, you're hid behind your name.
I have a World War One biplane on its way to me.
What?
Very good. Are you going to surprise us with it?
No, it's going to be. I think this won't come as a surprise at all. A Fokker DR7, is it?
D7.
D7. That one. OAW. That's the one.
Got.
Oh God! Don't tell me I've got to do that colour scheme.
That
No,
lozenge one, yeah.
You have choice.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
What a beautiful airplane.
What
My
have you
favorite
taught
World
me
War One
into?
airplane. What a beautiful airplane. Love it. Absolutely love the D7.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
And there's no
Are they
rigging.
decals?
Which ones?
The lozenges and.
Yeah.
Well, the lozenges usually come in decal form.
God, I don't mind decals. So
The stripes possibly because it's quarter scale, which is, obviously a little bit more manageable than doing them in 32nd.
There's a lot of decals. Yeah. You'll be fine. But, as we said before, there's virtually no rigging on this, so it's a good way to start a biplane.
Yes, that's right, Steve. You can leave it to Edward to give you more than your fair share of decals in a kit.
Okay, so
That's all the rigging there is. You'll be fine.
that's enough.
Yeah.
yeah. With saying about the bricks, that's all that's going to be showing if I focus that. I'm going to move that out of the way. Stupid.
Can you get the glare down?
Not really, because
Okay.
let's just hang on.
Yeah. Oh, I see it now. Okay, now I'm starting to see the.
So that's all it's going to be showing
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah. No, that looks great. That really looks great, Mike. I like that.
It won't look out of place. It's just because I'm going to be having foliage around that anyway.
Or you mean like some vines growing up along the wall, or just up at the base?
Yeah, maybe some grass and stuff and some vines growing up.
Okay. Very nice.
If I can
Very
figure
nice.
out some plants
like
to
that.
do it. My cockles died.
Oh, so
yeah, anyway.
Steve, Duke, Stuart, Paul, Sandy, Jim. Thank you for your company as always. It's great to have you tune in every couple of days.
And Mr. Evans, if he's still in.
Yeah, Mr. Evans.
Oh yeah,
yes.
and Mr. Evans, of course. How could I
And
forget?
Kerry. Don't forget Kerry.
Oh yeah, my half daughter. Yes.
She's one of our most loyal viewers.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't have a choice. Hmm.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
maybe next time I'll contribute by actually doing something while you guys are working too. I could at least get my frill tracks out and start drilling out more of them. I've got the whole other side of the tiger to do.
yeah,
That'll keep you busy.
perhaps Modmin could show what she's working on as well.
Yeah,
You're very
I know.
quiet, Modmin.
She's
I know.
sleepy.
I'm tired.
There you go.
Oh,
So what have you been doing, Modmin?
Ooh.
Hang on, you won't be able to see very well because of the light, and it's blurry as hell.
you're right.
Has it not got autofocus on your camera?
You got to put something
No.
behind the figure. That way the camera will focus on the figure. Yeah, there you go.
I don't think it will. Hang on, let me just sort
So,
this.
what figures are they?
These are, I think. Oh, give me a second. They're called Moon Clan shooters.
Oh, okay.
Hang on, I need to. I've worked it out before. No, I can't work it out.
Looks like
Oh,
you should have a chess set.
Why isn't this working now? Uh-oh. What have I done?
Modmin's crashed.
What have I done? I've done something. Oops.
Modmin,
Well, that was a
Modmin-
nice. Thanks for showing us that.
Modmin's gone to death. Oh, she's
Ah,
back.
There she is. She's back.
Modmin's back.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
killing the stream.
Yeah, it's not gonna be, but they're like little orcs. I've got about
nice.
20 of them to paint.
Cool.
I've managed to get the green and the brown and the creamy
Wow.
kind of colour, like the bone colour done to the.
Excellent. Well done, Modmin.
Yep.
So yeah.
Excelente.
Yeah. So, yeah, like we
Awesome.
said, we're back on Thursday at 11 o'clock with the Beer Barrel
Barrel.
Spitfire.
See about a Awesome.
Yes, I'm tired as well. Even though I slept for 10 hours, my brain's still there. Yeah. Back Thursday, 11 o'clock. Not sure about Friday because Steph's away and we've got one more episode to do on the Albatross and that's it. We're doing that next
Ooh.
week, I think.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Okay.
We shall see you soon. Keep an eye on, if you're on the Discord channel, keep an eye on the Discord, on the Facebook, and on, obviously, my channel. And if we are going to be doing a stream on the Friday, then you'll see it on there. So,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Hmm.
don't
Okay.
forget to like and subscribe to our channel and
Friends, Models,
those two
Heroes,
channels.
and the Scale Modeling Twins.
Yeah. And Modmin's channel. What's your channel, Modmin?
Nothing to do with minis and no live streams. for
You're
the
not doing
foreseeable
live streams
future.
anymore.
Not for the foreseeable future.
Okay,
I've got too much going on at home right now.
Okay.
that's all right. Okay, so definitely make sure you go and follow Scale Modeling Twins and Friends of Models for Heroes. And me, if you like my content.
Yeah, I do. I look
I'm-
forward to seeing that locomotive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to be thinking of working on some more videos. Maybe some kit reviews or something, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll be
good.
doing
I
some
will,
short
I will
ones.
get around to the locomotive. It's just when I do the locomotive videos, I get inundated with comments, and some people don't know how to say things nicely.
Yes, that's sadly
I can't bother with that, so I just won't make it.
yeah, that's a fact of life. Sadly,
Yeah, unfortunately, it's quite common because they think there's a lot of people in locomotives modeling feel that because they know the size of the flange on X sprocket, that everyone should know it, and they're an idiot if they don't. I was
Yeah.
like, get a grip. It's a bloody model.
Thanks,
Right.
Martin.
Yeah. So Stuart says, "Thank you, guys and gal."
Problem? No problem at all.
And Steve says, "If I painted the figure, it would look like a 6-year-old did it." It's like
Hey.
most of my models, mate. Don't worry.
Mine look like that. I don't care.
Right. So, should we bob off then?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've got to go and have a haircut. I think I'll have this one cut here.
Funny guy.
There's a
Yeah.
head behind that one hair.
Yeah.
Especially for Mr. Marley.
Yeah, I'm going to go off and have a back crack and sack wax. What's that? Oh, I see.
oh,
I do like that.
On that note,
Rude and amusing.
goodbye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks very much. See you on
Bye.
Thursday.
Bye.
See you, Jim.